Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for IDW Sonic the Hedgehog, issue 16. When we last left our heroes, Sonic and Amy went to the Echo Mine, a source of a big battle during the Resistance War, before the series started, and in order to do some research on whatever Eggman's up to this time. While they were there, they found a plan for a thing that looked like the Ark, but was like smaller than the Ark. And also ran into Rough and Tumble. After a quick battle, Rough and Tumble were kind of outmatched, and so they were tricked into dousing themselves in the metal virus, and were dubbed Zombots by Sonic, and they're now like soulless robot things, like we've been seeing for the past couple of issues. But anyway, the important thing is that Sonic touched whichever one. I cannot keep them straight. And now is infected with the metal virus, and that's where we left off, with Rough and Tumble in the pit, in the Echo Mine, and Sonic infected. So let's jump right on in with this phenomenal cover. I love this cover. First of all, I think it's the first cover we've seen this in the kind of game's CG style, which is cool. We have the creepy handprint, which is either just meant to be a kind of horror movie trope, or it might be the hand that touched, whichever one Sonic touched. I think it was the white one. I don't remember who that. I think that's Tumble. I think it was Tumble. The thing I really like here, though, is if you look in the eye that's not covered by the handprint, you can see a red glint in Sonic's pupil. It looks really cool. It's a real like subtle Sonic is changing in a dark way we don't really want to see. It's a really cool effect. Anyway. On to the issue itself. Previously, Sonic and Amy on the lab. The most recent files are for this. Is that the Ark? No, this looks to be much smaller. I'm seeing a lot of talk about payload distribution, but of what? And we see what I mentioned in the thing just there. Rough and Tumble is Zombots. Eggman somehow turned them into zombie robots. So, Zombots? And then we see Sonic now covered in the metal virus. It's a bit rougher than I want to play it, but I'm kind of in trouble. Whatever changed them is infectious. So any ideas? Because this is spreading fast. Then we have Eggman and Starline at the final egg. Next, we share my metal virus with the world. It's time we start the clinical trials. I have a roll call of Sonic, Tails, Tangle, hello, Eggman, and Starline as our focus for this issue. We open with Tangle, no telling where this is in her personal timeline. Whether this is before or after the annual, or before or after Tangle and Whisper Zero, I have no idea. Anyway, Tangle is biking through town, through the plains. Finally, I thought I'd never get here. And she's at Tails' workshop. Aw, Tails' workshop is so cute. I hope they're home. And she walks in and she sees Sonic hooked up to a hamster wheel. Seemingly the metal virus is not there. We saw the metal viruses all over him in the last issue, but here looks clean. But anyway, Tangle comes in and she looks at them. I have questions. Yo, Tangle, I'll be with you in a sec. And Tails just looks at her. Hi? I didn't know you were coming to visit. And Tango pulls up a chair. I didn't either, but then something happened and I had to tell you guys. Okay, just give us a minute. And Tangle just leans on the desk. I love how her tail can make a hand. It's really funny. It's shown up before, but I still love it. So this is what you guys do for fun in your downtime? And then she kind of pouts at them. Who am I kidding? That contraption looks fun. Can I try it next? Anyway, sorry, I was trying to read what's going on here. Sure, I don't think I can infect metal stuff. You definitely can't. I tested for that. Looks like you're clear. So I guess, so yeah, I don't know. So the hamster wheel is definitely related to the metal virus. Sweet, you think that did the trick? Hard to say. Your run back from the mine drove it into remission. So I cured myself? That was easy. I highly doubt it was that easy. Maybe it's just weak against speed, maybe? The metal virus? We see in this panel on page 6, There is still, like, a drop. It might be sweat, but it's probably the metal virus, under Sonic's ear. I don't know, though. Excuse me, and, Tangle gets their attention. What? Sorry, let me bring you up to speed. We tried to keep it on the down low, but Dr. Eggman lost his memory after his last defeat. We found him living in a remote village with a new personality, Mr. Tinker. We were going to let him live out the rest of his new life in peace, but he was grabbed by some jerk named Dr. Starline. Apparently he got Eggman his groove back. Eggman's developed this gunk that turns living things into zombie-like robots. I call them Zombots. Don't roll your eyes, Tails, it sounds fine. I love that. That's a great line there. Anyway, I tangled with a couple of Zombots. Turns out their touch spreads the effect of the gunk, and I got infected. Are you contagious? That's one of the things Tails and I were trying to test. It was kind of close, but it looks like I beat it. That's nuts. Was anyone with you? I highly doubt he beat it. That would be a really lame, resolution of 2 months ago's cliffhanger at this point. Just Amy. She told me to book it at Tails' place. I'm sure she made her way back okay. Probably should let her know I'm okay. And Tails speaks up next. I think we should warn everyone to keep an eye out for signs of these Zombots. Tails, I love that. That's Tails being so, like, not on board with the name Zombot. I love it. Eggman's robots already attacked your town once. I'd hate for it to be targeted again. That's to Tangle. Aw, thanks. It's been pretty lively since... Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you guys about. Listen. And yeah, that's, we see on the editor's note, check out the rest of the story in Sonic the Hedgehog Annual 2019, which makes me wonder why this was originally slated to come out before the annual, and I don't know why. It would just be kind of weird to me. Anyway, we leave that, so that if this issue had come out before the annual, we would not know already. Meanwhile, Eggman's secret lab. You've always amazed me, Doctor, but this is phenomenal. How did you manage to build a new flying fortress so quickly? Oh, it's rather easy when you have two things. First, an unparalleled genius, such as my own. Second, an army of tireless robot slaves. I didn't think the bandits were that dexterous. Some are meant for building, some for war. But the size of my force is limited by the time it takes to construct the shells, round up the animals to power them, and combine the two. And Eggman lounges in this throne he's constructed. But soon that will be a concern of the past. Orbot, launch! Initiating launch sequence now, boss. Up and away. And we see the thing that I'm assuming this is what was in the Echo Mind's Eggnet servers. It's a giant Eggman face. It's very flat for a flying battleship. You know, it's just kind of like a disc. But it flies away from Eggman's base. We've reached cruising altitude, boss. All systems are stable. Heading to your first target now. We have some time before we arrive. Care for a tour, Doctor? I'd love one, sir. And we see Eggman point Starline to the Chaos Emeralds. I had forgotten for a second that Eggman had all the Chaos Emeralds at the moment. Very well. First, I'm sure you've noticed I'm keeping your little gift of the Chaos Emeralds close at hand. This throne doubles as the power generator for the entire face ship. Face ship? I love everyone, all the, like, sidekick characters this issue, being so tired of their number one's, names. like Tails hating Zombot, Starlight hating Face Ship. I love it. A short walk away is this lovely viewing area, where I can see my brilliant plan unfold, all from a safe altitude. Here is where the magic happens, and he takes Starline to a room filled with, I guess, the metal virus being, like, poured into vats. Oh, there was the thing in the previously on with Amy bringing up the line about payload distribution. The face ship is gonna be dropping the metal virus onto cities. That's what's going on. Probably, I'm gonna guess, maybe Tangle's town? We saw in Tangle and Whisper Zero, the first thing Jewel thought to mention was the Babylon Rogues in the annual. So I imagine if they're going to Tangle's town, this is after that. Because if the town got infected with Zombots, that would be especially if that was after the Babylon Rogues incident, that would be the first thing on anyone's mind. Anyway, here's where the magic happens. Automated mixers blend my secret formula to create the metal virus en masse. It seems so simple. How do you encode command line? Assemble the infecting particles, or the trade secret. Once it's been applied to every living thing in the world, I will have an unstoppable army of robot slaves. Any project will be completed in days, if not hours. No world will be beyond my reach. No dimension. I'll reshape entire planets to suit my vision, with my beautiful, limitless workforce. A bold vision, Doctor, but forgive me. I took the liberty of running some numbers, and it's simply impossible for you to create enough metal virus to infect the whole world, much less others. That's the brilliance of my plan, Starline. I don't have to. Here's where the metal virus will be distributed to the filthy, irregular world below. Soon everything will be perfected. No more illness, no more hunger. And best of all, no more free will. We're coming over the drop zone, boss. Perfect timing. The first batch of metal virus will be poured on the hapless habitats under us, transforming its population instantly. Then they'll wander off in every direction, spreading the infection for me. I only need to make a few drops, and then the Zombots do the rest of the work for me. This is brilliant, so elegant, so efficient. I knew you were a visionary, but to see you in action. Who are the first to receive your gift? Shouldn't it be obvious? Before we go any further, I want to call attention to Eggman. So the Eggman bringing up this no more illness, no more hunger thing is really weird. It would be one thing if he was like trying to put on the face of, bringing a good thing to the world, right? Like if he wasn't so evil, it would make sense for him to bring up no more illness, no more hunger as part of like almost a marketing campaign. But he's not. He's Dr. Eggman, so it's a weird thing to bring up. But you know what? It's a funny bit. It's a funny bit. Anyway, who are the first to receive your gift? Shouldn't it be obvious? The sleepy little village that took me in. No! No! Don't do that! And the face ship is like looming over Windmill Village. Attention, citizens of Windmill Village. It is I, your beloved Mr. Tinker. My memories are a little jumbled, but I do recall your kindness and generosity. You also took such good care of me, and as the old saying goes, no good deed goes unpunished. And he dumps the metal virus over Windmill Village, flooding the town. It's like the windows are getting covered. Like the flood virus reaches the windows of the buildings, and the village elder is carrying this little like fox kid, and he covers the fox kid as the metal virus encroaches him. And they're both infected. This is not okay, damn it! We see they're now Zombots fully. A red guy sees a green guy get infected. And seems to barely make it onto a roof. And we see some more people like helping a friend up onto the roof. But he's infected too. On the roof with them. And now, I bet they're all goners now, I bet. A mother and her son are like, watch the flood go by, but they're like safe in their house, because apparently their wooden doors are waterproof, or maybe the metal virus is just too thick to get through doors, I don't know. But it doesn't matter, because the Zombots bust down the door and get them too. This is just not okay, damn it! Ah! And we see the spaceship looming over the Zombots. And Starline looks down. It's over. Just like that. It's done. And Eggman gets his attention. A penny for your thoughts, Doctor. I never should have second-guessed you. That was extraordinary. Transcendent! They say you should never meet your heroes, but you live up to, nay, exceed your legend. You're absolutely right. Attention, my grim, glistening garrison. Head out into the world and share what I've given you. Be fruitful and terrorize. Mwah-ah-ah! And the Zombots spread out, touching trees and infecting the trees. And meanwhile, for something completely different, back with Sonic and the gang. Sonic, Tails, and Tangle. Wow, and Whisper and all them are okay? Totally. You should see what you missed when you're off getting the Robo-Flu. Sorry, that was tacky. It's cool. What's the next step for you guys? We're not sure. Amy found evidence Eggman is building a new flying fortress, presumably to distribute the mechanizing agent. If you can find it before it launches, maybe we can stop Eggman's plans before they get started. Oh, you poor, poor souls. You poor, poor souls. That's the idea. Well, if you find the... And Tangle jumps up. Well, if you find the battleship, give me a shout. I think I'm addicted to wrecking Eggman's stuff now. Oh, yeah. Let's send the fat man packing. And, Sonic goes for a high five with Tangle, and we see the virus on Sonic's arm. Here's a question, though, that this high five, once we see it completed, is going to inevitably bring up. Are Sonic's gloves a part of him? Because if Sonic can spread the virus that's on his skin and not his glove, through contact only with the glove, is the glove a part of Sonic's body? I don't know. But it didn't happen anyway, because Tangle slipped. Ack! And she just falls over. My bad. No worries. I totally meant to fall on my face. Oh, no, that's not it. Sonic realized he was infected, and then pulled back. Okay. Tails? Looks like this infection is pretty persistent. And Tails takes a look at it. Persistent and aggressive. It seems like your speed can burn it off and keep it in check, but not cure it. Let me run some models. Well, Eggman's flying battleship isn't going to find itself for us, is it? I'll start the search, and Sonic runs off. See you later, guys. Sonic, wait! It's probably not the best... It's a solution. I see the reasoning. If running cures it, or delays its effects, then that could work, but it could end badly if anything happens to him. Anyway, Tangle turns to Tails. I'm sure it'll be fine, because I know you're going to figure out a cure. Thanks, Tangle. And Sonic is now running on a beach. That was too close. I need to keep my distance and keep my friends safe. This is weird. Usually it's Eggman does a thing, I show up and stop that thing. This time we're both kind of aware of each other. Stuff is in motion, but it's all sort of detached. I'm also not used to being a liability. Maybe if I really push it, I can cure myself, save Tails the hassle. Plus, I've dealt with similar stuff in the past and come out fine. And we see, Unleashed, which of course is canon in this, universe. But also, I think that's Secret Rings with the flame. It's been a long time since I've played Secret Rings, and never even finished Secret Rings. But I think he would have, like, a flame thing judging his life in Secret Rings. Anyway. Plus, I've dealt with similar stuff in the past and come out fine. We'll get through this just like always. I'm sure of it. I don't quite know how the Werehog quite matches up with the Zombots, because the Werehog, he at least had, like, consciousness, you know? The Zombots don't. And then, I'm trying to remember what the flame did in Secret Rings. Was it killing him, maybe? I don't know. I'll have to replay that game at some point in my life. Anyway, yeah, totally sure. And he runs off, putting it out of mind. And we see Windmill Village. The metal virus is now spreading through the trees. We see a little baby bird in the tree. Its nest is somehow not affected. Oh, there it is. I want to say the nest was not affected by the virus, but it very quickly is, and it goes and flies off. Another Zombot for the Horde. And it looms over Metropolis. In the middle of the... It's a weird Metropolis. I don't think we've seen the city before. At least not in the comics. But, like, it's filled with like, instead of sidewalks, there's, like, grass and like, plants and nature. But then they're just, like, metal buildings. But either way, next time, the Chaotix investigate the end of the world. We're getting the Chaotix back! Hell yeah! But y'all, this was a great issue. I mean, just, like, the Sonic, Tails, and Tangle stuff was fine. It was good, fun times with them. The Windmill Village sequence? My god, y'all. Holy crap. Like, that was brutal. Like, sure, of course, they're gonna be fine eventually, but, like, just reading that hurt. It hurt. Like, when the village elder tried to protect the little kid and then died for it, or got possessed for it. My god! Y'all! This was a brutal issue. Like, wow! Like, it's only like 3 pages of the infection spreading, and it's the most brutal thing IDW series at least has ever done. Like, wow. Y'all, I don't even... And like, ugh. Ah! I don't even have the words to describe that sequence. It's so good. Wow. But yeah, the rest of it is good. Yeah, I could stare in awe at the Windmill Village sequence forever. It's probably the best thing this series has done. Um, but there are other things to talk about, like Tangle and Tails and Sonic and all that, and not really anything too much happened with them. Tangle now knows about the metal virus. We know that Sonic cannot just cure himself by running, but can kind of delay the effects. And then there is this kind of... It's page 22 is a really cool moment of Sonic, like, realizing that he's not exactly, just how different all of this is. It's not the same kind of, as he said, Eggman does a thing, I show up and stop that thing. It's something that he's never really experienced before. Like, he knows Eggman will do a thing, and that's not normally how this goes. Admittedly, at this point, it's not as different at this point, now that Eggman has wiped out Windmill Village. But yeah. I don't know. Next, the Chaotix are coming, and hopefully they can do something. Yeah. This was a phenomenal issue. Probably my favorite of the series. So I'm gonna leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed this incredible issue and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like, or subscribe, or do whatever makes you happy, because Windmill Village is making no one happy. And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye.